Hey, it's time for the Doug Garrison Show. This week we learn about a women's roller derby team right here in the Central UP. State Senator Tom Casperson visits to talk about issues of importance to the state. We get an update on the Ishpeming Carnegie Library fundraiser. And we also hear about the Northern Nights Performing Arts series with the Goldmine girls.
Hey, that's us!
Stick around, the Doug Garrison Show starts now.
Tell the host 2 minutes. Stand by live to tape. Lighting to show level, please. Confirm front of house sound PFL. Roll tape on masters to all the places. Alright, let's clear the set. Cue John music, open stage mics, standby effects, standby CG, standby to open on 3, 2. Alright folks, let's have a good show. Stand by, roll it in.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. We've got a great crowd here at Up Front and Company. Thanks for joining us here and at home on Charter Channel 12 and Fox UP. Okay, we've got a jam-packed show tonight, so I'm not going to take much time here at the open, but I did want to remind you of something we talked about last week. I'm not going to let this go right away, at least. If you recall, I'm trying to change the world just one step at a time, and that is when we refer to things happening in our area here, which we call the Upper Peninsula, well, we typically say it's in the Upper Peninsula. Well, I want us to start saying on the Upper Peninsula. Use the correct geographical reference. You know, I watched a golf tournament this weekend. It was on Long Island. It wasn't in Long Island. So I think that sounds classy, and I think that's something we should try to adopt. And here at the Doug Garrison Show, we're championing this effort to change our habits. Instead of referring to things in the Upper Peninsula, we want to start saying on the Upper Peninsula. For example, we're in Marquette on the Upper Peninsula. We have on our show tonight, we have some ladies from a roller derby league on the Upper Peninsula. And we also have, we're going to talk to some people who are performing at Northern Michigan University, which is on the Upper Peninsula. And we're going to give you an update on a fundraiser at the Ishpeming Carnegie Library, which is just down the road in Ishpeming on the Upper Peninsula. Next step will be to drop the reference to upper and just say on the peninsula, but we'll take it one step at a time. Okay, I just told you what we've got on the show. I've talking about on the peninsula. That's all I've got for you, so stick around and we'll be right back. All right.
Riverside of Marquette wants you back to school, back in the woods, or back home for the weekend in a new pre-owned car or truck. And to do it, we're going to give you a $500 Visa gift card. Their lot is busting with late model local trade-ins, many with over 30 MPGs, payments as low as $89 a month, financing from 1.9%. With well over 600 to choose from, why would you go anywhere else? Riverside Auto Mall of Marquette.
The Doug Garrison Show is brought to you in part by Bell Hospital and Bell Rehab Services. Safely take the road to physical recovery with Bell Rehab Services. And by Cliffs Natural Resources, a global mining leader with local investment and impact. Cliffs Natural Resources. Okay. All right. Okay, you know, over 97 shows, we've talked about a lot of different things happening on the Upper Peninsula. Well, we've got something new again tonight, and this is roller derby, and with us is Bella Beatya from the Escanaba Rollin' Hellcats. Thanks for joining us. You've been on this show before.
I have.
We actually had a little kerfuffle there. It was no big thing, but
sure did.
but you're back because you want to talk about what you're doing here with your team and with roller derby in general here on the peninsula. And I think it's pretty neat what you guys are doing. How long have you guys been together? How long have you been doing this?
We started the team in November.
So just about a year now.
Almost a year. And it's been going real well. We are always recruiting, taking new girls in.
And you guys now, you're just a team. You're not affiliated with a league.
We are just a team. We're not a league as of yet.
Kind of an independent team, but there are leagues forming. In fact, I saw where there are more than 250 leagues nationwide.
Absolutely.
So I know this thing is not going away. I mean, it's really picking up steam.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now it's roller skates too. I don't want anybody to think this is roller blades. We're going back old school here. And I remember the days when we used to watch roller derby on TV, and it was kind of a little bit kind of like big time wrestling. But you guys, this is a sport. Your bouts are for real.
Our bouts are for real. We do not. Nothing is scripted. Nothing is fake. Everything is absolutely real. This is a full contact sport with real rules, real penalties, and
you keep score, and you have winners and losers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now you're still looking for girls to participate.
Always. We're always looking for girls to recruit. Any body style, any shape, any size, any age.
Yeah.
18 and up. Always want girls.
And most of these girls these days don't have experience on roller skates, but if they've rollerbladed, ice skated, the transition's probably easy.
Very easy, and even if they haven't, it does not take long to teach somebody how to roller skate.
Yeah.
We do it all the time.
Yeah. Where do the bouts is what we call them, where do they take place?
In Escanaba, generally at Wells Sports Complex, we have our own venue there. When we travel, it depends on wherever, roller rinks, gyms,
open
hockey,
area, yeah. Back when I was watching the old days, it was a bank track, but you guys are on flat track.
Right. This is women's flat track roller derby,
so
and we're actually associated with WIFTA, which is the Women's Flat Track Roller Derby Association, and that's kind of where we get all of our rules and regulations from.
Yeah. Now you've got a bout coming up.
We do. September 8th, we're going to have a bout. We're going up against the Paper Valley Roller Girls.
I hate those guys.
Lion Squirrels.
I hate them.
We hate them too. We're gonna get them good.
And that's in Escanaba.
And that will be in Escanaba at the Wells Sports Complex. Tickets are on sale now for $10 pre-sale, $12 at the door. You can pick those up anywhere from any local derby girl, Sandbar in Gladstone, Michigan, and Nuggies in Escanaba, and Beaten Path in Escanaba.
And tickets will be available at the door as well.
At the door as well, but they'll be $12 at the door versus $10.
Now, you also mentioned a junior team you're trying to kind of foster here.
We just started a junior team. I think about a month ago we started this team up. We're going to have them actually do a little thing at our halftime show.
Nice.
At the on the September 8th event. So it's going to be kind of neat, and we're always looking for junior derby girls. Always looking for junior derby girls.
Get them started early.
Yep, that's 8 and up.
Okay, for more information, you can find you guys on check your Facebook page, Escanaba Rolling Hellcats. Why don't you introduce who's with us here tonight?
Certainly.
Where are we going to start? Right over here.
This is Tiny Frenzy. She's actually from the Dead River Derby Girls, which is here in Marquette.
Okay, all right.
This is Degenerate. She's vice president of our team.
Okay.
This is Curly Fries and Camarina Tequila. Sorry.
Camarina is the one that rolled in on our open there.
Yeah, she sure did.
Okay. Now there are, like I say, there are teams in Marquette too. So any girls in the Marquette area would like to join up, they can do that too. I know Sonia Stucco at Stucco's is big into this.
Yeah.
If someone had questions locally, they could contact her.
Yep.
Looking around up front tonight, we've got tables of women here. There's a table over there. There's a table back there. I think we got some potential roller derby chicks right in here tonight.
I think so.
You might be able to recruit some new players here tonight.
We'll have to do
there we
some
go. We got some people over here.
Got one back over there.
Okay,
She's ready.
Sounds good. You might walk out of here with some new players.
I hope so.
Okay, well, I just want to remind people it's September 8th. Is that a Saturday?
It's a Saturday.
What time does that start?
Doors open at 6. The boat starts at 7.
Okay, Saturday, September 8th in Escanaba. See the Roland Hellcats from Escanaba and the team player, coach, and president, Bella Beecha. Ladies, good luck. Let's go get those Appleton chicks on. Take it to them. All right. Thanks for joining us. Have a great season.
All right. Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to talk to our state senator, Tom Casperson. Don't go away. All right.
It's a sweet sound, turning the key in the lock of your new home. If you're house hunting or building this year, come in and talk to us about pre-qualifying for a mortgage at Peninsula Bank. While mortgage rates remain historically low, pre-qualified buyers are ready to make an offer when you find your dream home or property. Pick up a loan application at any Penn Bank office or drive-through. We're happy to assist you in completing the application. Peninsula Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
They love you. People of Interest is presented by Canale Tonella Funeral Home. Canale Tonella is family operated since 1893, and we thank Mark Canale for his support of this program in this segment. All right, with us is our State Senator Tom Casperson from Escanaba. Thanks for joining us, and this is your first time on the show, but as we mentioned, your wife Diane has been on the show.
She has.
With her book, My Breast Friends, and how's she doing these days?
She's doing well, thank you.
Okay, good. We're glad to have you on as well. Now, you tell me, this is your first term as state senator. It ends in 2014, and then you get a chance for another 4-year term, correct?
Yeah, one more run.
Right, and you had been a state representative.
For 6 years, 3 terms.
And ran into term limits there.
I did.
What do you think of term limits?
Not working real well. A lot of the problems we face with the state right now, I've told department heads that if Dominic Jacobetti, which many people up here remember Dominic, if he was still around, we wouldn't have these problems because there would be a healthy respect between the departments and the legislature because of his stature and his time down there. And we've kind of lost some of that.
Yeah, at first I thought term limits were good. Now I'm against them. We have term limits. It's called the election. If we don't like the job you're doing, we can vote you out. So, and that's unfortunate. I think we lose a lot of good people with term limits.
I agree.
Well, you've got some time yet, so you've got time to make things happen. Now you serve on an oversight committee for the DNR. What's going on with the DNR? That's important to people who live up here.
It is. And
on the Upper Peninsula.
On the Upper Peninsula. I like that, by the way. That's a great idea. Well, the DNR has a lot of influence in what we do up here because of our natural resources. Not just the Upper Peninsula, but lower northern has a lot of natural resources that are used too. So at the end of the day, they have a lot of influence. And so if we're going to use our natural resources for our economy, whether it be the industrial side or the recreational side, they have a lot of input. So that was one of the reasons I went after the chairmanship of that committee, because I think it's that important to our region.
Yeah. Well, as we know, tourism is becoming more and more important to the Upper Peninsula. And is what the DNR does that have a lot of influence on our ability to draw tourists?
Yeah, it will, in the sense of us using the resources to promote whatever activity we're trying to promote. If they allow for the use of the natural resources for that, it'll help. If they put restrictions up or barriers up, it could hurt. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I think we have to have some input as to that direction.
Are you finding that you're able to get much input from the people?
Yes. Actually, we started something new with the committees. I chair natural resources. I've actually video conferenced people from the UP into the committee live so they can be there actual time testifying and hearing what's being said and have input on the committee. So we're going to keep that going. I think that was a good idea, and I think we're going to use more of it so the public up here has more of a real-time influence on what's going on down there.
Well, that's good, because for one thing, Lansing's a long ways away for us.
It is.
And also, you know, sometimes the state government, it kind of takes a backseat to what's going on with the federal government, particularly in a presidential election year. And things are going on, we don't always hear everything. If it makes it a little easier access to be involved with video conferencing, I think that's a great idea. We'll keep an eye out for more opportunities for that, too.
Good.
You're also on the Transportation Committee. And with gas prices and the deterioration of our roads, there's a lot of important things going on there, I would think.
There is. The problem we've got right now is a funding mechanism problem. We haven't had a gas tax increase since 1996. We are one of the heaviest taxed states in the country. But there's
for gas taxes?
For gas tax.
Already. Okay.
But the problem is a lion's share of it doesn't go to the roads. Quick example, Michigan puts about 19 cents a gallon into the roads. Wisconsin puts 31 cents into the roads. When we're hitting $4 a gallon, we're taxing that by about 43 cents a gallon. But the lion's share goes somewhere else, and that's creating a problem for our infrastructure.
So that goes just into the general fund, so to speak? Or?
Well, a lot of it goes to education, some goes to general fund, and a little bit goes to local government. So we've got to find a way to fix that problem. We can't, we got to make sure education's whole. You can't just change it.
No.
It's constitutional, but it has created a funding problem for our roads, and that's really the problem with it right now.
And it's hard to increase that tax even a cent.
Well, how do you do that when Michigan already is one of the highest gas tax in the state, or in the country, actually?
Yeah. One of the things that interests me, and I read the Detroit papers every day, is Detroit. It's kind of, I love Detroit. It's the jewel of our state, yet it's deteriorating, and there's so many problems. Is our state government able to do anything, or what should we be doing about Detroit?
Yeah, we've got to get involved and take some stands. There's some things going on down there that are inappropriate, and we need to take a stand, especially if they're coming back to the citizens of the state of Michigan saying, send us more money. I don't think we just do that without having some input. But on the other side of it, I visited Detroit. I've spent a lot of time down there now in the Senate, and I learned a lot. I don't know if you've ever been in the inner city of Detroit and seen downtown Detroit, but
it's been a while.
It's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
They have a lot to offer. We don't talk enough about that because we're always talking about all the problems.
Sure.
And I understand the problems, but I learned a little bit myself when I went down there, and I realized we got to start talking about how beautiful Detroit can be too, and what it has to offer.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but I'd like to see state resources going into Detroit, because right now I think there are too many people not living a lifestyle we should be proud of here in Michigan. So I'd like to see more effort to that.
Well, one quick example is the DNR. Ironically, the former director, Director Stokes, has been positioned to go down to Detroit now. They're going to fix Belle Isle,
right.
And the state of Michigan's getting involved in that, and I think that's a good thing. They're going to put some resources into it and start upgrading Belle Isle and make it a place people can be proud of.
I agree. Finally, we just have a moment left here. I mentioned the presidential election. In all the partisan politics, do you struggle with that same type of thing at the state level, or is it a little bit better?
We do to a degree. Same thing. I prefer we didn't. I'd just like to stay on the issues, but you can't get around that when you got elections coming. People are going to give their opinions, and they should. You should know where we stand on issues and what we think. But I would prefer we talk more about where I stand on the issue than tearing down my opponent, whoever that might be.
We appreciate that. If people want to know what's going on, I encourage you, visit Senator Casperson's website. There's always updates on there, and I'm sure he'd like to hear from you if you have any concerns or good ideas.
Thank you. That'd be great.
Senator Tom Casperson, thank you very much for joining us.
Doug.
All right, thank you.
There are many reasons for pre-planning funerals. Peace of mind, sparing family difficult decisions, paying for tomorrow's services at today's prices. But none is more important than making someone's loss a little less empty. Contact Canale Tonella Funeral Home for their free brochure on pre-planning.
At Joe's Automotive, we didn't hire a marketing team wanting us to move to a high-cost, easy-to-find location. Nope, we're still inconveniently located across from the municipal power plant, saving money to spend on what is most important, the latest electronic diagnostic equipment and the top certified mechanics. At Joe's Automotive, we didn't need a Washington bailout. Instead, we're offering a stimulus package for you. Take 15% off the cost of labor and 10% off the cost of parts. That's because at Joe's Automotive, we know you want no-hassle quality service at a reasonable price.
Tonight's West End Update is presented by Fox Nagani. Find new cars, used cars, and one of the area's most respected service departments at Fox Nagani, only the best. All right, and speaking of Fox Nagani, our West End Update tonight has to do with the Ishpeming Carnegie Public Library. Right now, they're in the middle of a fundraising drive that's taking several years. They're trying to raise $300,000 so that they can do all the renovations necessary so that the library complies with the Americans with Disabilities Act. This involves making it handicap accessible, building ramps, remodeling rooms, meeting rooms, and study rooms, putting in an elevator, and doing all the things that would make this more accessible to people with disabilities. Now, in addition to that, this makes the library much more user-friendly for senior citizens and young people as well. So even though we're trying to comply with the ADA, it makes it a more user-friendly place for all people. I was talking with John McNaughton, who's the director of the library. He's been there less than a year. He's very excited to be a part of the renovations, very excited to be a part of what's going on at the Carnegie Library. Like many libraries, they are more than just books. They're very much into programs and online learning. They're doing a lot of things. So they just got finished with a summer reading program. They'll have more programs ramping up this fall. And it's becoming kind of a community center, a place for people to come and meet and exchange ideas and share knowledge with each other. I think it's a place that the people of Ishpeming and the West End should and could be very proud of, but it needs some modernization. That's where Fox Nagani and many other local businesses and citizens are helping. In fact, this month, during the month of August, Fox Nagani is donating $50 for every car sold to this fundraising drive. Now, that ends tomorrow. If you want to buy a car, go to Fox Nagani. You can still help contribute $50 to this effort. But even if you don't get a chance to buy a car this month, take a look at helping out this library fundraiser. Visit them on the web. Their web address is pretty complicated, but if you just Google Ishpeming Carnegie Public Library, you'll get to it. And they certainly need all the help they can get right now. They have a group called the Friends of the Library. If you'd like to get in an organization that helps the library, do that and be part of an organized effort to help with this fundraising. But I want to let you know what's going on. We talk a lot about the Peter White Public Library here in Marquette. It's not just the only library on the peninsula that's doing good things. The Ishpeming Carnegie Public Library is doing that too, with the help of businesses like Fox Nagani. Okay. That's my spiel. That's our West End update for tonight. I want to thank everybody for participating in that. Visit your local library. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about some Northern Nights, so stick around.
Fox Nagani is proud to offer Chevy's Total Confidence pricing. Receive the same price as GM employees and suppliers, the lowest price guaranteed, and take an additional Fox family discount.
Save with confidence on a brand new Chevy Malibu starting at only $19,839.
Or take home a 2012 Chevy Equinox starting just under $25,000.
If you don't love your new vehicle, you can even return it.
Fox Nagani is more than a dealership. It's a relationship between us and our customers. Fox Nagani, Marquette County's hometown dealer, only the best.
Our focus on arts and culture is presented by City Insurance, a full-service independent insurance agency offering competitive prices and services for all types of personal and business insurance. That's City Insurance, and we thank them for their support. All right. Okay, with me is Dan Truckee, the coordinator of the Northern Michigan University's Performing Arts Series called Northern Nights.
Absolutely.
I'm assuming then all your performances are going to be at night.
They will be at night, absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, this is a program where you bring in really good professional artists to the area, musicians. Not to say we don't have them here, we certainly do.
Absolutely.
But these are nationwide, worldwide, of that type of caliber.
Absolutely. Ever since the late 1980s, Northern has had a performing arts series, bringing artists from literally from all over the world to perform in Marquette. And the series this year changed its name to Northern Nights. And we're continuing that tradition of bringing great music and performances to the county from all over.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it specifically. It starts September 7th. Let's look at our schedule here. Susan Werner is your first entry this year at Forrest Roberts Theater. What about Susan Werner?
Susan is one of the best singer-songwriters in America, bar none, and we're really excited to bring her to the campus. She's just a great performer.
And her performance is going to be opened by the Goldmine girls, who are going to be seen on this show yet tonight, so stick around for that. Okay, next up on the schedule, we've got Homemade Jams Blues Band.
Homemade Jams Blues Band is one of the youngest blues bands in the country. They're nationally known, and they are just going to rock the Great Lakes rooms.
Well, the Blues Fest is this weekend. All you blues fans, make sure you check that one out. Next up on the parade, what have we got? Frontier Ruckus.
Frontier Ruckus. They're an Americana group from Ann Arbor. They played in Marquette many years ago, but now they're touring nationally and even in Europe. So we're really happy to get them back to Marquette.
And I want to point out that these are all happen in different locations. We see Jamridge Hall, we see the University Center, Forrest Roberts Theater. So make sure you check that location before you head out.
They're not always at the same place.
That's right. Now those are the three events before the turn of the year. In January we start anew.
Yeah,
we Young Dubliners.
The Young Dubliners. They're a Celtic rock band from L.A. Again, one of the best Celtic rock groups in the world, bar none. I mean, just
any dancing involved in that? Or just
yeah. In fact, I don't even think we'll have chairs.
Oh, okay.
People just throw them anyway.
All right, my wife will enjoy that. Next up, Cimarron.
Cimarron is a group from Colombia. Their music we best described as Colombian cowboy folk music. And it involves dance and involves the harp and just a really exciting electric music. Absolutely a performance you will never forget.
And finally, Tiempo Libre.
Tiempo Libre is one of the preeminent salsa groups in the United States. They're all from Cuba originally. They live in Miami today. And that is actually being brought to us as a part of a grant to the National Endowment for the Arts. They're playing the entire state of Michigan.
Great.
And we're bringing them to Marquette.
And that's in April where the temperatures start to warm up.
Absolutely.
Could be some nice salsa.
I wish we could do it outside.
Now, you wanted to mention some sponsors of this, the NEA, the Michigan Council for the Arts, and locally Ramada, all helping present this series.
Absolutely. It's instrumental that we get that kind of support, both from our government and also from local businesses to help do this.
That's great. And finally, tickets. How do people get tickets?
The easiest way for people to get tickets is to go to the Northern website, nmu.edu/tickets. You can order them online. You can also order them at the Superior Dome, Forrest Roberts Theater, or the NMU Bookstore, or call 227-1032.
And tickets are available for a season pass and for individual events.
Yeah, you can buy for the whole season. You can buy them in advance for individual shows or at the door for each show.
Okay. I said we got the Goldmine Girls coming up, a little bit of a taste of the Performing Arts Series. Let's get to them right after this. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Doug. Appreciate it.
All right. Goldmine Girls coming up next. Stick around. All right.
City Insurance has you covered. Located on Washington Street, Marquette.
Guess what? You can get any new or used car financed with the Marquette Community Federal Credit Union for 3.9% APR. New or used. Got your eye on this new Escalade? 3.9%. How about this 75 Gremlin? 3.9%. Looking at this stylish Dodge Dart? 3.9%. How about a new Chevy Cruze? 3.9%. RV, boat, tractor? 3.9%. What about this DeLorean Time Machine? 3.9%. 3.9% auto loans, new and used at the Marquette Community Federal Credit Union. Stop in and apply today.
All right. Okay. You may have seen these ladies at the Seafood Fest. They are Gentian and Riley Waller. They are going to play this Friday night at the Bandshell in Marquette. It's a free concert outside. You might want to check that out. They're the opening act for Susan Werner and the NMU Performing Arts Series on September 7th. They are the Goldmine Girls.
Spinning out and out of control. You just should have done what you had been told. So go into the water, be quiet with the fiction. But it's hard nowadays, tell back from fiction. Everything they said is getting loud all around. The only way to be safe is keep your feet on the ground. Don't go into the water, be quiet with the fury. But it's hard nowadays, and never such a big joy. There's so many demons are calling your name. But you go on the road, you won't feel. Pathways and the choices you make stick with you. Always keep your head up. They keep pushing you down. If your eyes are closed, you won't keep looking around. What's in, what's out makes us all want to shout, but who knows his voice and feels without. You better mind your manners, your P's and Q's, cause who knows one day you might get accused. Don't go into the water, be quiet with the fiction. What is high now, but this is still back from fiction. Every what they said, it's getting loud all around. The only way to be safe is keep your feet on the ground. Don't go into the water, be quiet with the fury. But it's hard nowadays, and that was such a big joy. This is so many demons are calling your name. When you go on the road, you won't feel the same. They say the water's fury, yeah, the water is cold. The The water won't save you when you're getting old. But tell me, who is right? Yeah, who really decides? Should you do what they say or just live your life? Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, don't go into the water. I said, don't go into the water. Don't go into the water.
All right, we hope you liked it. Join us here again next week on The Doug Garrison Show.